SBS. SBS Live this week returns with an episode we are very excited to show you, which is our adventures on the island with James Kasper and about 5 other bands that we'll get into on this episode here. Put in touch with James through Jeff Jeffries, the host of the Great Canadian Hit List podcast that you've heard, brought to you in part by SBS, featuring bands that we work with here as well. James is a very cool guy, somebody that understands music, somebody that understands the independent artist very, very well, and we were happy to not only meet him, but hopefully set things up in the future so that we can continue this relationship on and visit the island in days and months and years to come, because there's a heck of a lot of talent over there, and we are very excited to show you some of that today. So on the show today, we've got a couple of those bands that we've seen through our experience there, but we'll go into the story a little bit. I ended up going to the island for what was planned to be a 1 o'clock meeting with James, and I hadn't slept the night before because again, to go and do these interviews, I like to know who I'm talking to, I like to do the research on the bands, and I like to hear the music. So I was pretty much up all night the night before. There wasn't a lot of time in between kind of the announced plan and the actual event itself. So that saw me doing endless amounts of research, listening to all of these bands and great artists that James had sent us, and really just being up all night because I was so excited. That's the honest truth. There's 5 for 5 in this episode, in my opinion, that are not only worth hearing musically, but absolutely worth digging into their personalities as well. Just really, really good people. So when I had left that morning, somewhere around 9, to catch an 11 o'clock ferry over to Vancouver Island where James is, I thought I had plenty of time. I did not. I got to the ferry about 10 minutes after the ferry had left. So I got to watch my boat leave, which is not fun for any of those people out there watching that understand what the ferry is like, and especially after no sleep. So that left me sitting there for about 2 hours, just with nothing to do other than look over my notes for the upcoming interviews while I waited for the next boat. Now, if you hadn't slept in the around that time, it's probably about 38 hours or so before that point, like I hadn't, it's very tiring to not do pretty much anything. And then after that point, of course, we've got the boat ride afterwards, which is basically sitting straight in a chair for about another hour and a half on top of that. So it was a very long kind of beginning to get to these wonderful people over on the island. But a journey that ends up being completely worth every moment. As our friend JJ reminded us so thoughtfully in the podcast, I don't leave the SBS HQ very often, so when I do, it's not even that easy. We had planned to walk on the ferry to get to James and to get to these great bands like This Day Burns and Carrie Jane, among others. Now, in walking off onto the ferry, of course I have to take a bus or a taxi or something on the other side. So the bus is easy. Apparently it's last stop. No problem, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. But problem, of course, that's just how it goes. So basically I end up on this bus. I'm cruising on it for an hour or so, checking my Google Maps because I don't know where the heck I am. I'm outside of my HQ. I'm outside of here. So I end up basically, once I had confirmed with the bus driver that yes, I'm on the right bus, that yes, I am going to the right place, that yes, these streets that I need to find exist on his route. So I end up going on this bus until what I think is the last stop. Now, for me, the last stop is very simple. It is the stop where the bus shuts off. the stop where the bus driver gets out, and the stop where the new bus driver gets on. So for me, that's what it was. And I happily jumped off the bus, big giant 80-pound bag full of cameras and stands and whatnot, strapped to my shoulder, to find out that that's a long way from the last stop, at least where we were, and of course turn around to see the bus pulling out and gone, and I am now about 16 blocks away from where I need to be to meet James in 5 minutes. So looking at the time, things were looking a little bit grim for first impressions, and I thank you again, James, and all of the bands and artists we saw that day for your patience, because it was a little bit tricky getting there, obviously. But we made it, and that was the main thing. So on my 16-block adventure trying to get towards James in these interviews that we had set up, of course, I experienced instantly, because I had been checking my Google Maps so much, my phone died. So I didn't have the ability to even contact James. Now, the one thing I did correctly in this entire event was I wrote the number down on a piece of paper. So I didn't have to access the cell phone for that, which was good, because it took me about 4 or 5 shops to actually find somebody that would either A, let me use their phone, or B, let me plug my phone into the wall. Now, as a bearded guy, it's not always easy to get good customer service or friendly people right away. It's just kind of still something that is out there, let's put it that way. I look homeless a lot of the time. That's on me. Anyway, so once we got in contact with James, very nice lady at Rexall let me use the phone. Basically offered her my wallet in exchange for a phone call. She spared me the wallet. She was a really super nice lady. We contacted James, he came down, and we got this thing started like instantly. Now, when I say instantly, I mean instantly, because This Day Burns was awesome. What a bunch of great people. I met Jon and Jasmine from This Day Burns, and absolutely just amazing energy. Great way to start the day, exactly what you need to just kind of get that ball rolling, especially when you got 5 lined up for the day. So I really appreciate both Jon and Jasmine and their enthusiasm towards their own music. It's well deserved. We're going to play you a video today, Still Bleeding, off of the new album from This Day Burns. I fully recommend this track, any track by these guys. This is well assembled music by people that are passionate to make it, and obviously very excited about the sounds that they're able to create through their music. So I fully recommend these guys in pretty much any capacity. If you're a big fan of rock, like A Perfect Circle or Deftones, get some of this music, because it's every bit as good, if not in moments even better. And I fully just encourage you to go out and check out This Day Burns, because not only is the music cool, but the people are awesome as well. So yeah, check into that, because we're going to have them on the show today. In addition to them, we're also going to take you to Kyle Truelove, which is a very, very chilled out guy. I described him in a quote as like poetry and in rad slow motion, and it's very true. Guy is just very easy to talk to. Kind of one of the interviews I've experienced where I felt the most at home. Just easygoing guy, and I really appreciate again both his time, the performance he puts out, which we're going to show you today, an acoustic representation. Just very, very simplified performance from Kyle. And I think, though it's a simplified performance, this is still something that really embodies what he does as a performer, as a songwriter, as a singer, and just as a person. So I really enjoyed this performance. I enjoyed this entire episode. I've talked enough, as usual. So let's get to it. Sleeping Bag Studios, and this is SBS Live this week.
Over sunlight and sky. some sort of intro to some sort of show that I do that's on the internet. My head is now chopped off. It is SBS Live this week. We are on location on Vancouver Island, and we've got This Day Burns. We've got Jon, and we've got Jasmine. So, just want to thank you guys for taking your time out today to be with us and kind of express what you guys do. One of the things that we're really big on, one of the things that we really try to focus on is the people behind the music. So, I want to know about you guys. I want to know tell me about your band. Tell me how it works on the inside. You guys communicate? Do you fight? What's it like?
Oh yes, it is.
No, we don't really fight. Try to communicate, but not all of us have cell phones all the time.
So are we saying like some of us are off the grid, some of us are on the grid, that kind of thing?
I'm on the grid now.
Yeah, she's on the grid now, so it's better.
Informed.
Now, I've run into hard rock acts before. They always seem to have one member that is off the grid. I don't know why that is. So is it like an anti-society kind of thing? Like I want to stay away from these people, or what's going on there? Are we specifically picking on Jasmine here? Like, is it her that's really staying away from everybody?
No. It's we try to communicate through Facebook too much, I think, and it gets like two people will be on Facebook at the time, so they'll communicate a bunch, and then two people will be left out of that conversation. They try to come back mid-conversation, and it's just doesn't work out.
So when it comes to that, who's really doing the online work?
It's a lot of Chris. He's not here.
Is it like is it an attempt at sharing it, or is it pretty much like it falls on one guy? I find in a lot of bands it falls on one person.
It doesn't really fall on him. He just wants to do a lot of it.
Which is awesome, right?
Yes, it's just passion.
So how do you guys take advantage of that? Like, have you guys used the internet for any kind of like really major benefits so far?
Not too much. I mean, we put up our live videos and stuff, but that's Just made a teaser trailer for the new album.
I saw this. Now, you guys have got to be stoked, right? Like, okay, new album time. I haven't gone through many of those myself. If I have, it's because I've created some horrible tiny little CD case, and like I probably wrote Love Mom on it too. That's got to be awesome though. You guys got a teaser trailer out there.
Yeah.
Who puts that together for you, and how does that come about?
I actually made that.
You did?
Yeah.
So you got video editing skills?
Not really.
That's BS. I saw the video. It's well put together. Yeah, no kidding.
That was my first attempt, really.
Okay.
Well, with that program, anyway.
Right.
I made a video before, but it wasn't that great.
So do you see this as the kind of thing, like, now that you've got a taste of it, are you going to be doing some videos for the band?
Yeah, well, what we're going to be doing is releasing one song a week for the next 6 weeks for this.
Okay.
And I'm going to make just like lyric videos, so lyrics will show up while you're listening to it kind of thing.
Now, you're singing, you're writing lyrics out. You write lyrics and you're singing them, or do you write your lyrics as well?
We all kind of write.
Yeah, we all kind of write everything.
He writes a lot of really good lyrics, and then I'll just
steal.
Oh, they're awesome. I wouldn't use them if they weren't good.
Right.
And then I have like my own songs that I bring to the band, and then there's some where I just bring some lyrics, and then I bring it to their music, and then Chris writes lyrics, Maddie writes lyrics, he writes his own songs as well, so we all kind of write everything, and it kind of makes
you're
it diverse.
representing as a unit then, and that's got to be a good thing, right?
And we actually switch instruments live a lot, so.
Okay.
So basically, I write a song on guitar, I play guitar on that song, right?
What kind of advantage do you find that that's given you to be able to switch, though? Like, is that really...
well, what I found is...
It's got to give you more freedom, right?
Well, yeah, because we all have different styles on different instruments, right? So it's kind of like a different band almost once we all switch, right?
And it makes it more interesting to see us live, because we're always switching and stuff.
You tell me about the live show, Jasmine. I want to know. Are you killing it out there? Because you have a very defined style. We talked about this really quickly when I first met the two of these people. And you're out there with the hard stuff, so...
Yeah.
I mean, are you holding your own? What's going on?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah?
We're trying to be awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're supposed to be backing her up. You're supposed to be like, yes! She's amazing.
It's awesome!
Amazing.
Okay, there we go.
Me and Chris actually found her on Craigslist. We were trying to start up a band.
Really?
And we had her come out and just try out, and we were just blown away.
Yeah.
Like, she left the room for a minute, and we both looked at each other. We're like, I hope she doesn't realize she's better than us.
Right, yeah, no
That's
brainer,
not
eh?
true.
Awesome though, eh? Like, I mean, that's a rare find.
Yeah.
And you know, I think that it's, from what it sounds like, you know, both musically and from what, you know, we talked about today, you guys are really trying to stick together as a band.
Yeah.
Which is huge because...
Well, it just turned out she happened to be an awesome person, too. So
Yeah, I mean,
right?
is this like the first Craigslist find of these combinations that I've ever heard of? I think it might be. So,
Yeah.
you know, honestly, guys, I think that the style that you're in, the hard rock and kind of, I don't know, would you define it as hard rock or is it more of a metal thing?
Oh, more hard rock, but then we do delve into metal, and
Okay.
then we do delve into lighter stuff.
I like to tell people that we can kind of cater our set. Like we can play Lilith Fair or we can play Ozfest.
Wow.
Right? So
Okay, I want on record, I did not hear anything Lilith Fair worthy that I remember. And sorry, I say worthy in quotations because I'm much happier with what I heard from you guys.
Yep.
for this
I
set.
just mean like we do some acoustic songs that are like, and then we do some stuff that's like definitely metal.
So what challenges you as a band musically? Like, if you guys are kind of branching out that way, you tap into a few different styles, the mellower stuff, the harder stuff. Where are you guys at? What do you prefer? Like, what is it?
Hard stuff.
Okay,
Hard
we need that opinion from you for sure.
Yeah, like first I listen to more heavy music.
Yeah.
And when we're playing live shows, like at a bar, the heavier stuff gets a better reaction from the crowd for sure.
It's more interesting
But-
to listen to, I think.
And is there a point in a bar crowd, like, is it like 11:30, you guys can see the time getting closer to 12, and it's like, all right, crank it up 10 notches, bring up the volume, because it's about to shut down anyway, and we may as well pound it out of this place?
Not really. Like with our sets, because we switch instruments, we really have to design our sets. And if we stray from it, it gets messed up.
Right.
The patch cords get twisted, people trip over things.
I would imagine so. I've seen bands like Arcade Fire do that stuff before.
While we're
and they're
switching,
crazy, right?
Yeah, while we're switching, we have samples that we play too, just kind of keep it interesting, because it's not just silence and people shuffling around on stage. So.
Well, tell me about that a little bit. Who does the sample?
Chris.
Yeah, Chris actually has been finding most of them.
What's he using for that? Is it like synth pads? Has he got his iPad out at this point? You can do that.
He's actually made a few of them on his iPhone in GarageBand.
Really, eh?
Yes.
You know, honestly, isn't it awesome?
Technology
It's awesome, right?
fucking awesome.
I look at apps now that are like $20 that used to cost like in excess of like $6,000. You know what I mean? It's night and day.
Crazy. And you can plug your guitar right into your iPhone now.
Yeah, it's
sick, right?
Sweet.
Yeah.
You know?
Right on the road.
So give me some give me an idea what the future is for this day brings. What's going on?
Fame and fortune?
Fame and fortune sounds good. I like both of those things for the record. They would too, I can tell. Aside from that, we got shows coming up. You got an album. You're excited about that? Do we have a title?
Right now it's just going to be self-titled. Self-titled, I think, is the way we're going.
Yeah.
Right now we're just trying to plan the album release.
But we do have a show, I think.
Yeah, we booked a show for May.
May 31st, I believe.
Okay.
I don't know where it is.
But it's here,
Logan's actually.
Island-wise, or are you guys coming over to see us on the mainland?
No, it's on the island.
Okay. And how about mainland exposure? Have you had the opportunity to go over there at all?
Not yet.
Yeah. We've just been spending a year trying to finish this album.
Yeah, it's been kind of an ordeal.
So now that it's done, give me an idea, like, what does that represent for you guys? Now that it's over, are you guys, is it like the closing of a chapter?
Kind of.
It's
time to just take this out to the
beginning of a new one, I think.
Yeah.
We just want to get the next album recorded at this point.
Just want to keep writing more music and recording.
Yeah, so we got lots
hopefully
of
touring.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you guys better make it over to the mainland at some point. I came over here to you guys, hot and sweaty. I made it. It doesn't matter. It's the attention that matters, right?
We're trying to get a show together with Ninja Spy.
Yeah.
Spy.
Ninja Spy.
Okay.
Awesome.
Well, I mean, if you guys are hard rock connected, you know this fantastic man here, and hey, you know, we just met. You seem friendly. You haven't hit me yet, so you know I anticipate that you guys coming over to the mainland would probably be a good thing.
Yeah.
So,
I hope so.
Jon.
Alright, well, thanks for coming down.
Awesome.
Really
Love
appreciate
you
you guys taking that time out for us today. So yeah, thank you guys very much. We'll keep on grinding out this island thing. We're gonna go through a bunch of bands today. So as far as you guys are concerned, I want you guys to stay in touch as much as possible.
For sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Because really, I am a fan. You know that. Hopefully, in this plastic industry that we're in, sincerity is a very hard thing to communicate, and I have to come out here and do that TV host thing. So it's very difficult for me to say what I mean, or at least to have it believed. But you guys, honestly, seriously impressed the shit out of me. You were the first one that I clicked out of the 5 you sent me. And honestly, I was like, okay, well, if it's going to be like this, I'm sitting down. I may as well get some popcorn. So,
awesome. I'm so glad.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
And I hope I hear from you soon.
For sure.
You will.
Bring me the next! Bring me more! Is that what the length you're going for, though, James? I mean, if there's more that you want to do with these guys, or if you want to,
Thank
keep
you.
them around.
You made me feel so comfortable.
Honestly?
I thought I was going to be so nervous.
Yeah, I'm a pretty easygoing guy at the end of the day. I'm a do-it-yourselfer.
This is the end of the day, though.
Yeah, that's right. The rest is so brutally, really hard.
trusted. Leave before I think of what could have been. Leave before I hold on to you, and you can't leave. Leave 'cause I know it's gonna happen. Leave 'cause there's no chance for you to stay. Leave before I think of what could have been. Is there no way? Leave before I hold on to you, and you can't leave. Leave 'cause I know it's gonna happen. Do the same. I can't be trusted.
Alright, so that video you just saw was from This Day Burns. That is a song called Still Bleeding. This is the third track that they've released on consecutive Tuesdays through their YouTube site, through their social networks like Facebook and whatnot. Make sure you go and check out the links at the end of this show for This Day Burns and get yourself some of these tunes, because I've had them on repeat here at the studio, up very, very, very loud, testing out volume theories. Can This Day Burns break my speaker system? And I'm happy to announce that no, they can't, because we've got really good speakers here, but man, do they get close, because they really do rock hard. So I fully recommend, again, checking these guys out as soon as you can. But as for now, let's get into Kyle Truelove. I talked to you a little bit about him in the intro, and you know, just kind of what he's all about. So I want to get into that performance. I want to get into that interview. Let's take a look at Kyle Truelove and keep this show rolling on SBS Live this week.
Hold this one too, just because, why not? Sure. I mean, camera work? Camera work? Yeah, there we go. Camera work? Yeah! Sorry, this is Kyle's interview. Let's pay attention.
You guys are having too much fun.
We are. So tell me about being an indie artist, Kyle. What's going on there?
It's great.
Is the scene in good condition right now?
The scene's in pretty good condition. I'm not too familiar with the scene in Victoria. I kind of am new to Victoria.
Okay. Where are you coming from?
About 6 months ago. I lived in Nelson before I moved here.
Really?
Before that, I lived in Banff, Alberta for a number of years.
Okay.
And then before that, Ontario. So I've been kind of making my way westward for the past 6 or 7 years.
I have experience around where you're talking about.
Yeah.
I used to have family up in Selma.
Cool, yeah, Selma.
I'm sure you know that, that tiny little town off the side of Nelson that everybody passes through really quickly.
Yeah.
And they even have a parade. Like, what's that about, right?
Yeah, and I'm familiar with Selma.
Yeah, Selma days. You gotta be there for it, right? They got
fun times.
Mud derbies with cars that smash up into each other and stuff?
Yeah, demolition derbies.
Booze up good time, right?
Yeah,
you know?
For sure, everyone's having a good time.
So what brought you down to the island? Like, what brought you here?
Well, I moved here primarily, like, the girl I'm with was going to school,
okay.
So I kind of tagged along for that. And I also knew that the music scene here was pretty great.
Right.
And it was, it's kind of a central hub for music, I think, in the West Coast. And I just wanted to get in on it. You know what I mean? I wanted to get a piece of it myself.
We're talking about the scene, and you really just kind of busted in here.
Mm-hmm.
Where you were at before in Nelson, did it have like a specific kind of style? I've always known the interior to be like super metal driven.
Yeah.
That's what I know them to be.
Nelson wasn't so much metal driven. It was a lot more of like what I'm doing over here. A lot of like roots, folky, foot stomping stuff. You know what I mean? Like
definitely
like
accused of being there.
And like Elliot Brood kind of stuff.
Yeah,
is what was going on there, and it was super fun.
It's kind of been accused of being the hippie town.
Oh, it's totally hippie town, for sure, hands down. That's exactly what it is, and it's great though.
I would think, you know, like I've only met you just recently, but it seems like you've kind of got that fun-loving attitude that would fit right in there.
For sure, and that town's really accepting for new music as well. I think when I first moved there, like, I didn't have a job right away, and I busked for like 3 weeks straight, made a killing.
Tell me about that, because I've never actually done that, and I've never busked before. Like, is it a planned event? Like, how do you strategize where you're standing? How does it work?
Well, you kind of figure out where the money spots are, right?
Yeah.
Where you're gonna make the most coin. Not that that's what it's all about by any means.
It's busking, man. It's pretty close.
But when you're busking, that's kind of what you're trying to do, right?
Yeah.
So pretty much, you just get a permit from the city, and Nelson didn't have any designated areas. Like, I know Banff has designated areas where you're allowed to busk, and where you're not allowed to busk. Nelson was just kind of a free-for-all.
Really?
So yeah, I kind of found like 3 or 4 spots that I really liked.
But you said you actually have to get a permit for this.
Yeah, you pay like, I think it's like any town.
Okay.
I know here you have to buy one too. They're pretty cheap, like $30 for this,
right,
or whatever. And then that just means that the city bylaw doesn't bug you.
Now,
when you're out there.
I'm not going to talk to a lot of people all the time that have that as part of their background.
Right.
Can you figure out, like, is there some sort of a link or a tie-in to how that's going to help you overall? Like, did that teach you something by being out there?
For sure. It definitely teaches a musician how to be more humble.
Okay.
And a lot of musicians nowadays, I think, have the idea that stuff kind of happens overnight.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it's important to be out in the streets and be playing in front of people as much as possible. So that means busking or doing anything like playing free shows. and just putting yourself out there as much as possible. And that's just what I've been trying to do.
Kyle, I can tell you firsthand, man, if you keep that attitude up, you're going to be just fine. One of the ugliest attributes I think that's present in music ever, and you can see it in live acts on stage that have been established for years, but it's entitlement, man.
Yeah.
It's just straight up when that hunger goes away.
Yeah.
What did I buy my ticket for?
Exactly.
So, you know, to hear you say something like that to me, I love it, man. That means that's telling me that in the future, you've already got a plan. You know what I mean? You've already thought this through, and you kind of you've got a place that you're going to get to.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully.
When it comes to being a solo artist as opposed to being a part of a band, is this a conscious choice? Like,
not really.
Okay.
I've just been moving around so often that a band never worked out, right?
Right. Yeah.
But actually, this past couple of weeks, I've been playing with a couple of people.
Okay.
And it looks like there's going to be a more of a full band vibe happening in like the later summer months.
And like, is it fair to call this home now? Like,
I think it is.
Yeah, you're rooted here now.
For sure, I'm pretty rooted here. And I like it. I like the people here. Everyone's really accepting. I like the venues.
Okay.
And I think this is just gonna be a place where I'm gonna hang out for a little bit.
Good.
Yeah.
I like hanging out. I mean, now I know where to find you, right? So I could come back and maybe you're just here playing guitar every once in a while.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to ask James. That might be the case.
I might have to walk the beat. I'll be down there somewhere.
That would be a good thing.
Yeah.
How about in terms of being a new artist, Kyle? Is there anywhere that you could point your fans to? Like, if we wanted to go and learn about you right now,
For sure.
where are you gonna send these people?
You're gonna go check out my Facebook page, Kyle Truelove Music.
There we go.
Right there on Facebook. Come swing by and click like, whatever, show your support.
Yeah.
I'm on there. I'm on SoundCloud, Reverb Nation, MySpace.
And
I'm all over the place.
And when we say I'm on there, does that mean, is it you? Like, are you accessible? If a fan went and reached out to Kyle Truelove, they can talk to you?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I have a fan email list sign up form on my, like, pretty much every social network I'm connected with. So it's so easy for them.
You're coming about all of this the right way, man.
I hope
At the end of the day, it sounds like, you know, not only you've got good music, obviously, it's good. I can see he's got a capo there, and I love those. So that's important to know. You're experimenting.
For sure.
I'm going to take pictures of this thing, okay? We need it all. But I love stuff like this.
Yeah.
You can see that.
I've played it.
That might look like something that's not gold to somebody that's not me, man. Yeah. I'm telling you right now, we modify instruments, we build instruments. I built a freaking, believe it or not, it's kind of like a guitar. It's out of a drain pipe. You know, one of the old ones off the side of my house that I didn't need anymore.
Sure.
Yeah, I painted it up, put some strings on it.
Really?
Why not, right?
Yeah, okay.
Everything can be an instrument in the hands of the right musician.
Yeah.
So Kyle, brother, I think you've got a long future ahead of you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Keep on doing what you're doing. Keep your positive attitude up. And man, call this place home.
For sure.
Get involved in the scene and make sure that everybody around here knows you. And if there's anything else that we can do to help you with that,
I appreciate
let
that.
me know.
Awesome, thanks.
Alrighty, brother.
Cool.
Thanks again.
Yeah, thanks.
Just flashed Sony disc recommended.
Yeah, that's fine. That's just telling you that we've got like a Western Family disc in there instead of the Sony.
Oh, okay, alright, I'm good to go now. Sorry.
Oh, I left that recording. They heard I put a Western Family disc in there, Kyle. I don't know about that, man. I really don't.
I don't know if it's gonna fly.
I don't know either, man. It's going to be up to you to make this sound good. Can you do that?
I can do it.
Make it happen.
Alright, my name's Kyle Truelove. This is a song called If I Believe in Anything. Say this wheel of kind of square, and I think we're all too cut to care, just like we've always been. And I believe these mountains will all fall, crumble into slide and kill us all. If I believed anything, mountains will all fall, crumble and slide and kill us all. And I believe these mountains will all fall, crumble and slide and kill us all. And I believe my mountains will all fall, crumble and slide and kill you. Oh. I believed anything. If I believed anything. Thanks.
Nice, brother.
Okay, so once again, we just want to say a huge thank you to This Day Burns and Kyle Truelove, and of course to James Kasper for setting all of this up with us at SBS. Fantastic experience with everybody involved, and definitely people that we want to see again continue on their path and kicking ass in the future, musically of course. So next time on the show you can expect to see the rest of what we saw on the island. People like pop star Chelsea Lynn will be here with us. We will also have Man-Made Lake, which is a 7-piece supergroup full of all kinds of different sounds, from pop to alternative to rock. And not only that, but very level heads in terms of you know, how they come about the interview. Lots of great things to say there. Very excited to show you that. And of course we've got Carrie Jane, who was, in my opinion, somebody I was very looking forward to seeing on the island, mostly because I had learned the least about her in this process of doing my research to go over there. So lots of great things coming up in that next show. Still tons from the island that we haven't shown you. So I'm ecstatic, and I wish I could show it to you now. But we're back on pace, and we're back at the action that we're used to. So you can expect us again on Sunday here with SBS Live this week, with part 2 of what we found on the island, wrapping up the whole story. Do I get back on the boat and make it safe back home? I made it here somehow. So I guess we'll find out how I did that next time when we're back on SBS Live this week.
Check out what we offer on our website. We have detailed description of all of our services and, you know, a better explanation written down about how we can help you achieve your goals. Give us a call.